Hello folks, Simon here, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII, and just a quick video before we actually get into our next live stream, where we'll be going through all the Wall Market stuff and, you know, getting all the clothes and wigs and everything else that we need to complete the quest here. But there's a couple of things, like I say, that I think we should do in Wall Market, optional stuff, before we actually get into all that. And one of those things is shopping. Now, what I'm going to advise you to do is actually purchase a couple of items, which are really going to help you in the short term here, and I'll explain why as we go through, but make your way over to the weapon shop, which is in the northern section of Wall Market. You can do this from the moment you get here, before you do any of the story stuff, and the dude here will actually be the weapon shop clerk, and we can purchase a number of items. Now, I'm going to advise that you don't bother purchasing the assault gun, because if you've been following along with my guide, you'll already have this anyway. You can buy the Mythril rod, since it is a fairly decent attack boost for Aerith, although you should note that you will actually be able to steal the striking staff a little bit later on for Aerith, not too far in the future, and that is superior to the Mythril rod. So it's entirely up to you whether you want to spend 370 gil for a short amount of use, especially because Aerith probably isn't doing a whole lot of physical attacks anyhow. But what I am going to recommend you buy is, first of all, a metal knuckle, which is a nice update, a nice upgrade rather, for Tifa, although she's not in the party at the moment. And most importantly is the Mythril Armlet. Now, I'm going to strongly advise that you purchase 2 for Cloud and Aerith, though you might want to just go ahead and purchase 3 for when you have a full party again. Now, you will be able to, once more, get a more powerful armlet a little bit later on, in the not too distant future. I think it's called the Carbon Armlet off the top of my head, Carbon or something along those lines. But there's actually a really good reason why you want to get this now, and that's because it is the first piece of linked armor you can get for Aerith. Up until that point, she's only going to have had single materia slots, such as with the Guard Stick and Titan Bangle. But with this linked armor here, we can go ahead and throw in fire, for example, or lightning, or whatever the case may be, with the all materia. And this is really going to help out, because one of the trophies for Aerith that we're going to need to do is get her limit break, the Great Gospel, which is her max limit break, which means we need her to get the finishing blows on plenty of enemies so that she can actually learn the Great Gospel a little bit later on, which is something we can really start prepping for right now. And so what I'm going to do is stick fire onto all, using this Mythril Armlet we've just purchased, and she will hopefully be able to cast fire all on groups of enemies, getting a ton of finishing blows and prepping for that limit trophy. Now, of course, the same is true for the other party members. They are also going to need to get a load of finishing blows in order to learn their limit breaks as well. But here's the thing, Aerith is going to need to be done first. Now, I don't want to get into too many spoilers. I'm sure most of you know what happens as we go through the story here, but just trust me, we need to really focus on getting Aerith done before the other party members. That's why this Mythril Armlet is going to come into use. And we can even go and do a little bit of farming, but I'm going to talk about that in the next video. Alright then, guys, so hopefully this helps. You just make sure you purchase those few bits that I've told you about, but in particular, a Mythril Armlet for Aerith is really the important thing that you need to be getting at this stage. Everything else is entirely up to you, but like I say, I do just get the metal knuckle for Tifa for later on, and that's about it really. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to show you a nice little useful farming spot, and why you will want to actually do a little bit of farming at this stage of the game. See you then.